Hey, folks, welcome back to Unofficially Opinionated. We are here for an unofficially reviewed episode. I'm Christian, as usual. We got Nate and Tim here.
Yep.
And today we're talking about the Netflix series Unstable.
Unstable.
Yes, so this show is some of the main actors and also producer of the show are Rob Lowe, who you may know from I think 911 Lone Star. He was on West Wing. He was also on Parks and Rec, and he's also kind of part of the Brat Pack from back in the 80s. Several of those guys, Robert Downey Jr. and a bunch of other people were kind of coming up during that time. A lot of movies together, so
Oh,
he was part of that crew. He's been at it for a long
he
time,
has,
but
yeah.
also now he's brought his son into the picture. His son, I think, was helping write on Lone Star, is also a kind of writer producer on this show, as well as one of the main actors.
Yep.
So, yeah, the show kind of the main premise is really Rob Lowe plays kind of a Elon Musk type of tech
Yeah.
billionaire type of character, kind of brilliant, also a little bit not really in touch with reality. Um, and his son kind of comes to town to try to kind of help get things resolved there. So that's kind of the main premise of the show, kind of what it's about. It's on Netflix now. We all watched it. I guess kind of first impressions, guys. What did you think of the show?
Well, so listen, after I watched the show, I watched it twice, by the way. And after I watched
Oh,
it,
Nate likes it.
yeah. So, like, what happened was I have like some what I call comfort shows when I just want to kind of relax and not and want something like plain or watch something that's not stressful or not whatever. And this has become one of those shows. I've only watched it twice. Heartstopper is one of those shows
Oldie.
that I've watched, I don't know, 20 times, 30, I don't know, I've lost count.
Mm.
Another show is Un- Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Have you all seen that?
I never watched that.
Are
I've
you
been
kidding
meaning
me,
to.
Chris? You are
Never
going to
watched
love
it.
that. Is hilarious. It is hilarious. I think it's made by Tina Fey from
Okay, makes sense.
yeah, it actually does make sense. It's like when you hear the jokes, how it goes, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, so that's one of them, and then also Brooklyn Nine. I was literally just watching that too.
I've also been meaning to watch that. That's
You
another
haven't
show on my
seen
list of
that?
shows. It's my exact type of show, and I've
Yes,
never
I've
seen
seen
it
yeah,
somehow.
pieces
it
of it,
is.
so
You've seen pieces of it.
Yeah.
You said,
yeah,
did you like it?
episode here and there. Brooklyn Nine. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's hilarious. It's so stupid. What's his name? Adam, whatever. I forgot.
Sandberg,
Sandberg. Yeah.
Andy
Andy
Sandberg. Yeah.
Samberg, right? Andy Samberg. So, anyways, yeah. So this Unstable has become one of my comfort shows. But I found out that Rob Lowe and his family were on Family Feud. He actually apparently has two sons. I didn't look it up. I saw it on
hmm.
whatever, and then his wife, who was I forgot what she does. Or whatever. So I was like, oh, there he is. Not Rob Lowe, but his son. What's his name?
Yeah.
Matthew Lowe or whatever.
His son is John
John Lowe.
Owen Lowe, is the one on the show.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
John
So
Lowe.
when I saw the show, I was looking at this. I was looking at him, and I was like, "Is that his actual son?"
I had the exact
Do they not
same
look alike?
thought. I look,
Yeah,
no,
they
they do look
do.
alike.
Oh.
I looked at him. I was like, "Is that his real son?"
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was telling my
I
wife
was like,
that.
okay, that is his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I actually knew that it was his son before because I saw like the trailers and stuff or whatever, the interviews or whatever. And then
Oh,
they
okay.
said that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's going to be interesting. But since you knew that this is his son, his actual son, what do you think about the dynamic between them? Do you think it's like maybe too lived in, or do you think it's done just
They
right,
talk
or
the
what?
same.
Hmm.
So that's like that. Well, so when I was watching the show and when they introduced his son,
Mm-hmm.
it's like okay, he kind of. I was like, that's cool. He actually kind of looks like his like the person who's playing his dad. That's what I was thinking at
Yeah.
first. And then when they
Mm-hmm.
started talking, when he started talking, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
they talk the same.
That's true, I
They have
guess.
the
I was
same
trying
kind
to
of
think about
cadence when
that,
they
but yeah.
talk. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wait, is this his real son? That's when I started thinking.
But now, yeah. So I do. Maybe they do. I think they. I think I had recognized that they have the same joke or
Yeah,
what you saying, joke cadence and stuff like that. Um, with the responses, do you think that, like, yeah, do you think that that's kind of, do you think that works with them, or what do you think?
I mean, now that I know that that they're real,
Mm-hmm.
father and son.
Yeah.
When I think back all the stuff they was doing and saying,
Mm-hmm.
um, it makes it kind of weird, but I liked it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah,
The one thing I did notice is that, um, John Owen isn't really a practiced actor, right? So
Yes.
it's so I can tell he's not as much of an actor as some of the others,
Yep.
right?
yeah.
He's not really been done a lot of shows, right? So he's definitely more of the writing side. But I mean, he's doing good enough for the show, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely not at the level like his dad, because Rob Lowe is just a
Maybe that's
maniac,
Yeah.
and
why.
he's so
Yeah.
extra.
He is extra. Yeah.
And his son is kind of playing the straight man to like the crazy person, but
Right.
also I think he's just not as good of an actor.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Maybe that's why he
I
sounds
think
more
he's
like
fine.
his dad then, because he's trying to take, you know, some of that stuff because he knows his dad has accomplished. This is a good, a good sound. Maybe
It could
that's what he's
be.
taking his
Yeah,
cues from.
Or
it's
he
just
just
that's how kids sound like their
exactly.
True, that
parents.
too.
I I think I mentioned one time that so I kept hearing my son Jaden say something a certain way, and I was like, "Where'd he get that?" Like to me, it sounded foreign. I'm like, "Why does he say that way?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the podcast, and I was like, "Oh, I'm saying it like that." I was like, "He got it from me," and
Right.
I had no idea. I can't remember what, but I had no idea I was saying it that way
Yeah.
until I heard him say it, and then heard me, and I was like, "Wait a minute." Okay, so you got it from me. I thought he just picked that out of nowhere, but
Yeah. Okay.
you don't realize these things. So it could have some of that could just be,
Natural. Yeah.
he's his son,
Yeah.
so he's just going to sound like him. Because when I had the thought that he might be his son, I don't recall thinking specifically they sounded alike. There's something about him.
Hmm.
I don't know what it was. It was like I was like, this seems like it's his real son.
Yeah.
Like some of the looks, some of the something was like. Then I had to, of course, the way I am,
Right.
Look it up.
I gotta look
Check it
this
out.
up.
Yeah.
IMDb. Who are the people?
Yeah.
John Owen. Okay, okay. So that is his son. So that was for that first episode when I had to
Wait,
look it up. I
is his
couldn't wait
name
any longer.
John Owen Lowe?
John Owen Lowe. Yeah,
Oh, okay. 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 Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, it wasn't a spoiler for me. I mean, I already spoiled it. I already knew that they were, but I loved their. I mean, just the fact that they were actual father and son made the whole banter kind of more believable. I don't know why. It sounded like a like a son like railing on his father, sort of thing.
Oh,
Like
you're talking about
Right.
with the tree
Yeah.
I'm talking
and
about with
the
everything,
water
like
sprinklers.
everything. He was just
Right.
calling them out like
Yeah.
left, right. I mean, that's the objective. That was his
Yeah.
objective, right? But it sounds like something
Right.
that a son would do with uh his father. It That's how I talk to. I mean, I don't talk to my dad in the
Well,
same fashion, but like you know I when I talk to my dad, we're very much like that. Like that is the kind of banter. It's
well,
just
they're also the show too. They 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 kind of tell the story that this is supposed to be a father and a son dealing with pain,
loss. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
loss, and in a comedic center. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to explain this thing in a comedy realm, which I
Yeah.
thought was cool. Like when they how wait, are we doing every episode or the whole thing?
No,
I
we're
mean,
doing the whole season.
this is going to be full of spoilers, but I don't think we're going to review each episode one
No.
by
Okay.
Yeah.
one.
No.
So
I just want to make sure because I
wherever
was just go.
you're at,
I'm gonna
it's
talk
fine.
all throughout the whole.
Oh yeah, we're
Yes.
not
No,
going
we're
in
not
order
gonna
episode
do
by
that.
episode
Okay.
No.
like
No.
each
No.
one.
So
No.
We got time for that.
they just they like that whole thing where they was talking about how you oh gosh what he's like, oh, you're not crying, and you're like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna cry in
Mm-hmm.
front of you.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And then when the son went into the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And he pulled out
and
the
he
peanut
was,
butter.
I was like, okay, see that, and they hit that, those real points are right there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, I like the show.
Yeah. I
At that scene,
appreciated
that's
that
when I
as
like the
well.
show.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciated that as well. But I mean, overall, did you all think it was funny? Because I thought it was hilarious.
So I was gonna ask the question because I know you did because you even told me like this is hilarious. Like I was so for me it was a humorous show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to me I don't think I'm not sure I ever actually laughed out
Oh,
loud like an
really?
actual ha ha ha.
Okay.
Like I know I smiled. I intellectually said oh that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember too many times where I actually like like out loud laughed.
Wow. Okay.
um, which was interesting to me because I mean I thought it was funny, but it somehow it didn't kind of grab me in that same way where I'm like audibly laughing.
Okay. That's
So
How
interesting.
about you,
I
Tim?
will say this: the show is really wordy. So the
It is.
first two episodes, I think if I had a ha ha out loud moment, it was within those two. And then after that, I think I was kind of more like on where Chris is at, where I thought it was funny and you know, but the first two episodes, I think somewhere in there I laughed. I can't remember where. Um, but I think after that, it was humorous and I liked it. I still liked it,
Mm-hmm.
like I watched all the episodes,
Yeah.
but um, I I liked it. I'll say that I liked it. Like I
He's
wasn't
like, I
laughing out
liked it
loud
and
all the
nothing
time.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Well, and
like I liked
I
his
guess to that
assistant.
point, yeah, like
Yeah,
to
she
me
was
that there weren't too
ridiculous.
many like super like low like unfunny moments either.
Right.
So to me it wasn't like sometimes you watch like SNL, right, and it'll be like hilarious skit and then like a couple like that wasn't funny at all,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
then something's
right.
kind of like
Yeah.
it's a lot of variability,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like those kind of like sketch shows like that way oftentimes is just hit and miss.
Yeah.
But this to me was it was mostly consistent to me. It wasn't like okay that was so stupid. Like that's so corny. Like
Right.
that's ridiculous. Like to me, it was consistently at a certain level. It's
Yes.
just to me, it also didn't get to the highest level where I'm like, okay, my stomach's hurting. Like this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like what's going on?
Yeah. Well,
Ha-
to be honest, like
go
I
ahead.
didn't get to like stomach hurting laughter either. I did do a number of laugh out louds. Like Liam was sitting next to me while we were watching. I mean, we were watching it together, and he just loved it. That there was this one part where, no, that's not true. There was this one part where I laughed so hard, I was almost crying. But to be honest, I watched it the second time and it didn't have the exact same effect, even though I was laughing. But um, but I don't know, like I think that was
Now, what
maybe
was it?
yeah, that's what I
Do
was
you remember
wondering.
the scene?
What
yes,
scene was
okay,
that?
because I was going to tell y'all before, but y'all hadn't watched it yet. The okay, so she had to go. She was the what's her name? I forgot the Emma. No, the let's
Are
Ellis's.
you talking about the two scientists downstairs in the red room?
No, well, what happened was his assistant, whatever her name is, I forgot what her
Oh,
name,
yeah, yeah,
Hannah or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Whatever. She had gone down with or with Ellis to the to the
to the red
scientist
room.
room where yeah, to the red room where the two scientists were plus Ellis's son, right?
Yeah,
And she said they were talking. She was like, "Now I have to go take care of two turds," right? So that in itself wasn't funny. She just, I mean, it was funny. It was okay, whatever. But since as the audience, already knew what she was talking about, it wasn't funny until she turned around and said, oh, obviously she was like, I realized that you have no context, which caused me to think about it from the state of what if I had no context and I started dying. I was like, I mean, I just imagine. I was like, what if somebody just randomly is like, I gotta go take care of two turds.
Even in the moment, you can't
Like,
handle it.
so, I'm sorry, but that was hilarious. It's just where I put myself at the time. And anyways, yeah. So that was the part where I just we had to pause the show. I was laughing too hard. I
Oh my goodness.
couldn't. And I think there was another part, but I'm not really sure which one, because I was laughing pretty much. Like I understand what you all are saying. Like it was the same level of funny like throughout. It wasn't like super hilarious except for like that part. It wasn't like super hilarious, and it wasn't dull. So
Hmm.
I think it had a.
Because
I think like to Tim's point, like it was laughter plus a few kind of serious points or whatever, but it wasn't always super serious, whatever. So I mean the show I felt like was pretty predictable as it was. They like set everything up, so I think they
right.
weren't really going for unpredictability. Rather, they were really just going for like comedy and kind of light storytelling. So
Now, were one of you the ones that said that they enjoyed that family reunion show on Netflix? Who was that? Is that
not
one of you two?
not enjoy it. Like no, it's one of the things that I had asked if we wanted to
Oh,
review.
that show.
The
I
one
saw.
with Tia and Tamara, or
Yeah.
whatever, Tia, whatever,
One of
Yeah,
the
one of
one of the
the
twins.
Stepfamily
sisters.
sisters.
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I see. Now that show,
Hmm.
I think we watched an episode. And we were like, done.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I can't watch
That
this.
show's
Oh, you
too
watched
much
an
in
It
the
episode
was,
and you were
90s.
like, "It's done. We're done."
yeah. It was just like I can't.
Like they was waiting for the laugh track.
It's the real corny like Disney Channel sitcom feel, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
I cannot watch this
yeah.
at all. So to compare, this was definitely
No.
not anything like that type of feeling to me. Like,
No.
yeah, it wasn't hilarious, right? Like, I'm probably not gonna watch this season again, but I probably watch season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Hmm.
said.
You know, am I gonna rewatch this one? To me, probably not. I was have to watch, but season 2, yeah, I'll watch it to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because also I'm invested in the character to see what's going
Yeah.
on, especially how it ended, where I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, sir? You can't just
Can't just do that.
light the thing on fire. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wait! I remember the other part where I was just laughing hysterically. What's his name? What is the lab manager? What's his name? You remember?
Oh, her sidekick, basically.
Oh, like the assistant that's also the manager for some reason
Yeah,
of the
I don't
Yeah.
lab.
know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
His name
I can't think of his
was
name.
yeah,
But
He
yeah,
was
they're
talking-
dynamic.
Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah, he was because he was talking with Anna because Ellis had, or whatever her name is, because Ellis had asked them to write something for his speech or whatever.
Oh, right.
She was asking him, or I think it was when she was saying, "Why does no one get my humor?" or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just going back and forth. It was one of these situations. I don't remember. And he said, "You're hurting me," or this.
It was so brutal.
Yeah, so that's one. So that one of the things I liked about the show, that everybody seemed to have,
Oh,
they
crap.
had their interactions with certain people were,
Yeah.
I like the interactions, like the two lab assistants, that
Mhm.
not the there was a lab, the two scientists down in the red room.
Scientists, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I like their interactions between each other.
Mhm.
Her and that manager, where she's like, I don't
Mhm.
even know why you're a manager.
Yeah, right.
You know, I like their interactions together, and I don't like, and then the father and son interaction. So those interactions, they worked
Mhm.
for me. I didn't
Yeah.
I had no problem with them. I liked
Yeah.
watching them talk to each other. Like I
Yeah.
said, the show is wordy. If like if they just walked down the hall and said all these words, I
Mhm.
would still get the same feel from the show, because uh I mean, can you imagine if there's just a whole show just them saying this stuff walking down the hall? But anyways, you know,
When you said that, it reminded me of this SNL skit about, was it the West Wing or something like that? Do you remember that? It's a long time ago, but like West Wing was out the show,
I can
and they were
imagine.
just walking down the hallway, and they were talking, and they kept doing the circle and walking faster, and they were talking faster.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
I don't We have to find that clip. Oh man.
Uh, ridiculous. All right, so
Yeah.
favorite characters. Do
Favorite
you, do you guys have
characters.
a favorite character?
Um.
Uh, I, I
mm,
don't know if I have favorite character.
Yeah, I don't know if I do
I,
either.
I, I, I like I said, like, like the characters on their own. I don't think I really cared for them, but the interactions with those certain people, that's what I liked. I liked the characters' interactions with other people. But as far as like a favorite character,
Yeah.
I don't think
I
I
think
have a favorite character.
I think probably
I
my
have favorite
least favorite.
interactions.
Excuse me. I do have a least favorite character, which
Oh,
is
Don't say it.
I know
who.
who.
Don't say it.
Well, I know
Wait,
who
wait.
mine
Who do you
is.
think is my least favorite character?
Okay,
Just
I no.
go ahead and say
Let
it.
me not put myself in a hole.
Hmm.
Let me say my least favorite character,
Yes.
which I think would be yours,
Uh huh.
is that house guest. I couldn't stand
Oh,
him.
yeah. I totally forgot about him. No, that
Yeah,
wasn't what I was
See,
gonna say.
see, because he's my favorite.
He's your favorite, yeah.
Because I just love him as an actor. Just
Yes.
generally, I love
Hmm.
Fred Armisen. So no, I thought it was just because it's so
yes,
ridiculous.
Mm.
it was
It
so
was,
ridiculous. I'm
but
like,
it
why is
fits.
this
It
guy in this
fits
man's
him. Like
house?
it's, yeah. But he played it so well too.
He did.
uh,
He did. Okay, I'll say
Oh
this. He's
man.
my least favorite character, but he did a good job to make me believe that. I
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
man, why is this man in this guy's house? It's just taking it over. Like they got a damn tent downstairs. I was
uh,
like,
A fort, man.
yeah, a fort.
they're just
No,
hanging out.
it wasn't okay. So my least favorite character was I don't know, the girl that dated the son the first time. I forgot her name.
Oh yeah, yeah, I don't remember
Alexa,
either.
I think it
Ruby.
is.
Is it
Ruby,
Ruby or
Ruby,
something like
Ruby.
that?
It was
Yeah, it was
Ruby
Ruby.
and Luna, but I can't remember who was who.
Right. Okay. Well, the one that dated him the first, she was my least favorite, and she was. I think she was probably the one of the better actresses, but the least favorite character for me. Um, I don't think in a kind of a world where everyone is, you know, making very dry jokes and stuff like that. I feel like hers came out. Whatever was written for her came out less the least funny, you know. So she had some moments, but overall, like I just thought it was. I don't know. It was always just very super serious with her. You know, with the other girl, she was um, like crushing, but not crushing. She was making all these underhanded comments about her boyfriend and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Especially when she thought
But that's
that.
what made those two work for me. Like I
Yeah,
said,
but I'm just
I
saying,
agree.
like,
I wouldn't like
sh
Ruby by
yeah,
herself.
right, exactly, precisely, exactly. So by herself, for the rest of them, I think that they were all pretty much on the same level. They just had their own, interactions. Especially like what's his name, the what's his name, the guy that was the philosopher that was doing like the landscaping or whatever. Like they all
Oh no,
fit into
no.
their they all like had their own, but I just feel like hers was the most lacking. So I think she was like, yeah.
see who I didn't like. If we were looking at least liked
Hmm.
was those twins.
Yeah, I
Oh,
I
forgot
I
don't know
about
forgot
why
about
them.
that.
they were just.
Yeah,
I just could have done without them.
yeah,
It was
Yeah.
just they felt so
yeah.
useless. I was
There's
like,
like
I guess because they were
ever
like the house guest guy. It was ridiculous, but to me they seemed like
pointless.
so ridiculous and also typical
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
in a lot of ways. I was like, okay,
everybody
I see
got
what
us
this is.
bikes. I hated their accent or whatever that thing they did.
Just
I
these stupid
yeah,
bros that have the
Yeah.
money and they're just. I was like, okay, I was fine.
Yeah. I mean, but they
the
had an
twins who
important
don't
part to
look
play
alike.
in this story, but I could definitely see how they would be the least. I guess if I had to pick a second least favorite, no, I probably wouldn't have been them. It would probably have been the what's her name, Jeannie or whatever her name is, the one that like betrayed Ellis, the guy,
Oh, right.
whatever. She
Yeah.
I
probably
didn't really see her as a
just from the
character.
character.
She wasn't on screen long enough to be a character.
Yeah, she was very
Yeah, but she
little
was like
time, but yeah.
pivotal
Yeah,
in getting and trying to get him kicked
Yeah.
she
out. You
was
know, so
pivotal, but
like,
she didn't. Yeah,
Backstabbers.
she didn't
yeah,
have the same
Backstabbers.
like. Okay, everybody kind of had that same fast paced speech pattern. I
mm-hmm.
noticed, like all the main characters,
Yes,
they had this
mm-hmm.
fast paced speech pattern. She didn't have that. So in my
Yeah.
head, I wrote her out as a main character. I was like, oh,
You mean
I,
nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
I mean, she wasn't a main character. She was just
No.
kind
She's
of
supposed to be the
she was there a
friend of
few
their
times.
of
I
his
mean,
wife.
she's an important character,
Yeah,
but
Right.
I don't think she was not a
No,
main
she's not
character.
a
Like she
main character.
was,
No. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, story wise, she was impactful, but as far as screen time and like, she was
Right.
probably had a couple
And
minutes.
Yeah.
I hated the fact that, and I hated the fact, and I hated it that I was laughing about it in my head that his dad kept making all these flute jokes about this man and his flute,
Oh, that was
and
so
just stopped
bad
it.
though. Oh,
It's like,
that made
so
me
you
feel
stop
so
making
bad.
jokes about this man and his flute.
He was
But then he
just
went there and tore it up his little
Yeah.
solo.
like
He
I
was like,
actually want to
oh,
know if he actually can play the flute. You know what? No, I think my
Right.
favorite character is probably I don't know what his name is, but the manager who shouldn't have been manager. Like I feel like he
Oh,
oh
was
he's
the
yeah.
his
most
friend.
his ridiculous. Like yeah, they was friend. He
That's
was
like his
like
best
Yeah.
friend.
he was like yeah. Well, were they best
Yeah,
friends or
they
they
went to
just
school
knew each
together
other from? Yeah, they went to school together, but I don't know if they were best friends, but they were friends. Uh,
I mean, they grew up
Yeah,
together,
they grew
but
up
yeah, I don't know
together.
if they
Yeah.
were.
because he said that well, okay, I'll say this. When he was asked about dude's dad, he said
Hmm.
that his dad kind of took him in
Right. Yes. Hmm.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I figured
So yeah,
they
but
were good
yeah, but it
friends.
doesn't. It didn't really mention that they were like best friends or whatever. But what
Hmm.
I liked was his rhetoric about like it was really constant, and he was just. I remember when he went to go talk to go get the son from New York or whatever, and he was like, "This is probably what did he say? Something like this is probably going to end badly or something like that." He was like, "What?"
Yeah, I
And
liked
then
a lot of
well,
stuff he
it's
said.
like, "No, I'm just kind of keep your expectations low or something like that."
Yeah,
Right.
Like I just loved how he like and everything that he was doing. It was just like ridiculous. So yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. All right. So final ratings, Nate. I'm sure you give it a what, 10?
10? No, I mean. I think it could have been. I think there was definitely room to improve. So, like, I agree with you that with John Lowe is probably new to the acting, so it did sometimes feel a little awkward. Um, I think Ruby was a very good actress or actor. I don't know if that's whatever, uh, and whatever. But I think, and I love the storyline, so I'd probably give it like a 9 or 8 or 9. I think it probably a 9, a solid 9, because I thought it was really good and just it was funny. But there are some things that can be improved, like especially yeah, especially the storyline with the twins. I think that could have been improved as well. Um, but yeah, so a 9.
All right. Tim.
um, if Nate says a 9,
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
say
like we're
8.
gambling here.
Dun, dun,
I'm gonna
dun.
say 8.
He's like 12.
No. Yeah, 1 through 10, 13. but
Best
I
show
math
ever.
well. What about you,
but
Chris?
All right. Oh boy. I'm gonna say 6.5.
6.5. Wow, that's
6.5.
low.
Well, because I truly treat 5 as an average.
Right. Okay.
middle of the ground.
So some people don't.
Yeah.
Right. The average movie is like a 7. Like, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
5 is the average. So if I consider 5 to be an average show, then I would say this is 6.5. If an average comedy is 5.
Okay, so 6.5. You're almost up there to a 7, whatever.
7 feels too high.
Just a half too high.
and 6 feels a little bit petty. So I say 6.5.
But like, so let's see. 5 isn't necessarily the average. It's just like the median, right? It's just the middle. I mean, grant. Listen, I'm not trying to change your
Well,
method. Your
got it. So right. So I mean, it would be the middle,
Right.
right? So I think it's better than the middle,
okay, okay.
but not by a whole lot.
Clearly,
He has to reinforce that part, not by a whole lot.
Just to be clear. Just to be clear.
Okay.
I mean, I thought it was humorous.
Yeah.
Right. I use the word humorous. I necessarily use the word funny.
Right,
'Cause I'm
yeah.
not sure how I feel about
Right.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's definitely humorous. There was humor there, and that and I would watch season 2.
Like-
I'm definitely waiting for season 2.
I'll
to
say
come
this.
out.
I think I laugh more about the show when we talk about it than I did when I watched it.
That's a great sign.
So, but I still like the show.
Okay. So, listen. Okay. I mean, when we reviewed Dungeons and Dragons, I was just editing it, and I was laughing again at how much I was laughing.
Yeah, you were.
reviewing the show. Like I felt like maybe I thought it was far more funnier than it was actually supposed to be, but it was hilarious. So whatever. I understand you, Tim.
For sure.
Sometimes
Yeah,
just
well,
talking
all right, well.
about it is funnier.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Yep.
Well, I think that wraps it up for us today, folks. We curious what you guys think. So if you want to let us know, give us a comment somewhere, Instagram or YouTube, wherever, or in Spotify. Let us know. Did you like Unstable? You looking forward to season 2? What you thought? So yeah.
Yep.
Thanks as always, you guys. It's been a pleasure. Nate, thanks again for all the editing work. I will say I did download some training for DaVinci Resolve, so I'll hop in there soon.
Someday.
Soon. Yes, someday.
It's all good.
Thanks again to Tim for our graphics work. Jade Moore does our theme music, and you can find all of our stuff on our link tree. So just go find us wherever you find us and catch our stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Yep. Don't forget
Peace.
to follow and.
No, I said peace.
Huh?
I said peace. It's over.
Well, all I wanted to say is help us achieve our goals by following and subscribing, following us on Instagram, and then subscribing on our YouTube. We are trying to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram and 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of June. So help us reach that by going to these and telling your friends and family about it. So.
And,
Yes. Like, subscribe, rate, all that.
and
good
if you
stuff.
listen to us on YouTube, make sure you like us. It lets YouTube know that you like what you see. Also,
and comment.
click that bell so you get notifications for our next uploads.
That is also important.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Are we good now?
Yes.
Everybody said their 2
Are we
cents?
good now?
We're done.
We're done.
All right. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Ciao.
Bye.